Welcome to On Point, the only real and unscripted talk show that educates, motivates, and inspires. Featuring interesting topics on health, finances, real estate, education, technology, politics, legal issues, and more. Hello and welcome to OnPoint The Talk Show with me, Deli. Once again, I am grateful to be here with you guys, sharing my thoughts and my opinion and some of life's most touchy subject matter, I guess. But nonetheless, someone has to tackle them, and I have decided to do my best. I am not an expert at a lot of things that I'm talking about. I am pretty much just sharing my thoughts and my opinions and pulling from other people's thoughts and opinion, especially if those thoughts and opinions make sense to me personally. So as you watch this show, do not analyze too much. Do not put too much into it, especially if you do not agree with me, because everyone is entitled to his or her opinions, and as such, I have mine, and I'm going to share them in the best way that I can. So my topic of discussion for today is what is a true friend? Do you know who your friends are? And are you labeling people as your friends who are not really your friends? Is there a difference between a friend and an acquaintance? Sure, there is a difference. You know, a true friend is someone who has your back when you're in your good and in your bad times. Someone who is there for you when things go wrong. And life is such that we do not always have up times in our lives. There's so many times where we have those moments where sometimes you wish you could crawl under a rock. I've been there many a times, and it's some of those true friends who have always been there to talk with me and share with me and let me know that, you know what, things are going to be okay. So according to one definition that I'm reading here, a true friend is someone who has your back when things are going very wrong in your life. A true friend is someone who keeps their promises and makes you want to keep yours too. A true friend is someone who neither leads nor follows, but walks with you. You'll know when you find that true friend. Well, I knew I find my true friends over 30 something years ago on the campus of West Indies College, high school. I was a high school student, and all of my friends were college students. They embraced me. In fact, there were people who thought I was in college because I was always rolling with a college crowd. And that wasn't something I planned. That was just the fact that I found a group of people who I could identify with. And I'm pretty sure that they would say the same thing when it comes to me. So those are my true friends. They've been there for me through thick and thin. They've seen me at my worst. They've seen me at my best. And they have always accepted me for who I am. That's my true friends. My true friends are people who I don't talk to every day or every month or sometimes not in a year. But once that moment comes for us to connect, we haven't lost a beat. It's like we're back in high school and college. You know, those are the people who have always been there for me. In fact, some of my true friends took time off from their jobs to come to my graduation in Florida. Not once, but twice. They take turns. My friend Enoch Walters and his beautiful wife Halcyon came to my graduation the first time to support a brother from Connecticut. They flew to Florida, took time off from their jobs to come and support me. The second time around, it was my girl Maxine Dixon Hall who took time off from her job, flew to Florida to come and support me. So those are some examples of my true friends. My friend Courtney Fadlin, the awesome saxophonist who always checking on a brother, always concerned, because I have some dull moments in my life, like all of us have. So my friends are always there to encourage me and to embrace me, and they've been there for me financially, they've been there for me emotionally. Loris Laborde, Julie Forbes, these are all career people, but I know I am always in their thoughts, and they know that they are always in my thoughts. Like I said, we don't talk every day, but when we do get together, we do not lose a beat. It's like old times. Those are the people that I value as my friend. Those are the people whose friendships are dear to me. My other friend, Patrick John, who's always been there for me, encouraging me, motivating me, believing in me. All my friends believe in me. But the thing is that you cannot replace the friendship that you have with certain people. Others may come in your life for a moment. Some may come in your life and they stay. These are the friends who have always been in my life for over 30 something years. It's been a long time, so I value them. I love them. Jasmine down in Florida, Jasmine Clayton, girl, I love you too. All of my friends, they know who they are. I probably, but my friends know how much they mean to me and how much I mean to them. So I truly value the friendships that I have. Then there are people who come into your life later on, like Don Corey Washington, who I value as a friend, producer Sam Archer, who I consider a friend, John Evans, who I consider a friend also. I think I've only met John Evans like once, but he's a good person, awesome music producer and mixer, and there's some people who come in your life that you really value and you cherish. I can think of Joseph Briggs over there in New York, who I value as a good human being. I can go on and on of some of the people that I haven't spoken to in a while, but they know that they're in my thoughts, I'm in their thoughts, and once we get together, it's all good. Okay, so that's how I know who my friends are. There is a huge difference between a friend and an acquaintance. An acquaintance is someone that, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. But a true friend is someone who's like you stand up for, you take up for. Nobody can gossip to you about your friends because you're going to freak out on that person, okay? I know I do sometimes. Nobody try to gossip to me about my friends because I do not take gossiping very seriously. In fact, I don't entertain gossiping, period. All right. So what are some of the qualities of a true friend? I know I'm rambling on, but I need to just state my position here. These qualities represent by traits listed as number 6 to 10 above. And empathy is the ability to withhold judgment, effective listening skills, and the ability to offer support in good times and bad times. These traits require personal insight, self-discipline, and unconditional positive regard for your friends. I can tell you right now that not everyone I would share certain things with. I remember once I was hospitalized in the Bronx, and with a very serious situation, and my dear friend Maxine Dixon came to the hospital to visit me, and I know she loved me with all her heart, and I feel the same way about her and so many of my other friends. But she was upset with me because I didn't tell her. She really wasn't upset. She was the most compassionate person. She was a motherly type. And because of that, we call her Mother Hen. Because that is the kind of person that she is. Very motherly in nature, very stern and outspoken. She tells you what it is about yourself and then some. But you know she's doing it out of love. There is nothing that anyone can say about me bad that she doesn't defend me, and she defends if it's incorrect, she'll defend. So she doesn't really take sides, but she is a great person, a great individual, and all of my friends equally are great people. So here are some questions I think every one of us need to ask ourselves before we label someone a friend, and questions that you should ask others before you consider them your friend. Am I trustworthy? Am I honest with others? Am I generally very dependable? Am I loyal to the people I care about? Am I easily able to trust others? I am not easily able to trust. Trust is something that you earn, and you don't earn that trust in a year or 6 months. That's something that you develop over a period of years. So I do not trust people easily, and I am always on my guard, especially when I meet someone for the first time. I don't know if that is justified, but that's just how I am. I am the type of person that observe from a distance before I get too close and comfortable with others. I listen to people's conversations, and I think I mentioned that yesterday. I listen very carefully to people's conversations and kind of figure out where their minds are at before I embrace them with open arms or with a bouquet of flower or lovey-dovey. No, that's not me. I experience and express empathy for others. I think I do that. I am able to be non-judgmental. I am extremely non-judgmental, especially when I am in certain situations and see certain things. And, because the thing with me is that I feel that sometimes we expect too much of others. We have such high expectation of others that when they fall, it hit us in the face like a brick. So you should never have too high of expectation of anyone. You shouldn't. Okay? You should always set your bar at a level that even if you are faced with disappointment or rejection, it doesn't hurt as badly, because you set a bar of how much or how little you will go with a person as a friend. I view a friendship as a relationship. The same time and effort that you would put into your relationship to make it work is the same kind of value you have to put in your friendships to ensure that that friendship will work and produce the kind of results that we all want in a friendship. Am I a good listener? Am I a good listener? Well, I listen, and I listen a lot. And sometimes I listen without saying a word. As a loner, I do not talk a lot, generally speaking. When I'm around my friends, we have fun, we laugh and we chat and we go back and forth. But outside of that, I am really not a talker. I enjoy being in the comfort of my home. I don't have to talk to anyone. I don't necessarily have to see people because I have a lot to occupy my time, and just be about my business, whatever those business may be. That's just how I am. Am I supportive of others in their good times? Am I supportive of others in their bad times? Well, that's a question that each person should answer individually. Am I self-confident? Well, I was not always self-confident. There was a period in my life where I was so depressed and wanted to end it all. Depression is one of those things that if you experience depression, you have to get help. In my situation, it was my friends, in part, that helped me to overcome that depression. And so that's where, again, I value my friends, because they were always there for me, encouraging me and checking in and making sure that I was okay. Am I usually able to see the humor in life? Well, my life in itself is a humor. My life in itself is a joke. A joke as in a real joke, and also a laughing joke, because sometimes life throws some stuff at you and you just cannot get mad. You just have to burst out laughing, or did I say laughing? You just have to burst out laughing, especially during those funny moments. Sometimes you lay up in bed and you think back about some funny moments in your life, and you're like, why was I upset again? Why was I depressed again? Why was this happen? Why did this happen again? It's a whole lot of fun and humor in this thing called life. So I've learned not to take it too seriously, but just to live and enjoy life. A lot of people do not enjoy life because they're too busy chasing the money and chasing the dreams and chasing the fame and fortune and chasing the acknowledgement that they receive from friends and neighbors and all that stuff. Let me tell you, I have no time for that, any of that. Of course, I have to keep a roof over my head, so I do what I need to do to keep a roof over my head, you know. But outside of that, I'm not killing myself for nobody's money, nobody's fame and fortune, because at the end of the day, that's their problems to deal with, not mine. So I am just going to live my life and live it to the best of my ability and the best of my potential, without the hassle or the burden of not enjoying. There's a certain burden that comes with us all when we place too much value, especially into material things and the accumulation of things that, you know, by 2 weeks' time, they're extinct. So you want to go out there and you get the next best thing. Anyway, back to the subject of friendship. So there are a number of traits that you have to look into to determine whether a person is a friend. You know, we use the word very loosely and don't realize that we are doing ourselves such injustice when we do not really sit down and think about what a true friend is and how they should play into your life, you know, what value they have in your life. Because everything has a value. Everything has a value in this life, whether you want to believe it or not. So if you value things that do not mean much to you, guess what? That's what it is. You're walking around with things and people who do not mean a lot to you. True friends don't want to be you or take what's yours. Let me repeat that. True friends do not want to be you nor take what's yours. Okay? Friends do not leave you feeling worse about yourself after every interaction. Will the church say amen on that? Friends do not leave you feeling worse about yourself after every interaction. Friends want to see you and prioritize time together. I must be honest. Like I said before, I do not see my friends a lot because everyone has their career, and living in this country, it changes a whole lot of stuff. You know, All you do is work, 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 work. Sometimes go home, get 3 hours sleep, then back to work, 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 work. That's not a normal life. No one should live their lives like that. And I am still trying to find a balance with my life. And as I stated before, I do not see my friends a lot. But that doesn't change the friendships between us because we understand the lifestyle and the life in this country. If you don't work, you don't eat. Where I come from, if your neighbor doesn't have sugar and wants a cup of sugar, you go and you ask your neighbor, they give it to you freely, no fuss. Here, it's not like that. Okay? So we understand the value of our friendship and we truly value the friendship. Friends aren't afraid to talk about what's real. Your friends are not afraid to talk about what's real. Friends own their emotional issues. All right? Some of us do not want to open up to our friends because you don't know how they're gonna think or what they're gonna say about you. And I've been there, you know. I think I have some of the best friends and some of the truest friends ever. And of course, I have a lot of acquaintances, which I do know how to separate the two. Friends, you confide in. Acquaintances, you keep your mouth shut. I'm laughing, but it's true. Not everyone you share certain things with, not everyone you spill your gut to. I'm pretty sure, why am I saying this? You already know that. You don't share and say everything to everyone because it will come back to bite you in the end. So we have to learn to figure out who our friends are, who our acquaintances are. There are people who come into your life for only a season, only a moment. And once that moment expires, they're out. Do not see that as a negative. Do not blame yourself for that. Do not beat up on yourself or be too hard on yourself. Some people should only be in your life for a moment. Not everybody is there to stay. And the same goes through for you being in someone else's life. Okay? So a lot of times we beat ourselves up when someone check out of our lives because we think that we are the problem. Maybe there are times when you're the problem, sometimes, but for the most part, sometimes it's just time for that person to leave. And you wish you'll never ever see them again. You know that. I know that. So just don't be too hard on yourself, man. Take it in stride and just let it be what it's supposed to be. If it was meant to last, it will last. If it wasn't meant to last, it won't last. So that's all I guess I have to say for this show. Value your friends, cherish your friends, call them, talk to them, let them know that you love them, let them know that you adore them, let them know that you're thinking about them. And all of my friends out there, Loris, Julie, Maxine, Enoch, Halson, every one of my friends, Jasmine, you guys know that I think about you all the time. All the time. We may not talk every day, but I always think about you guys. Jennifer Williams, Jamaica, what's up, my friend? You know I love you too. You know, I could start naming a whole lot of names. There are times when your friends are closer to you than family, and you have to recognize that. Like me, I feel like my friends are much, much, much closer to me than my family members. You know, at least some of my family members, not all of them. But value your friends. Let them know you love them. Get on the phone and call them and pour your heart out. Let them know that they are your friends. Do not hold that back from them, because we don't know what this life has to offer. You know, can be here today, gone tomorrow. Love on the people that you love and let them know consistently that they are loved. Don't just say it this week and then you don't say it for another 5-6 years because you assume that they know. Everyone needs to know that they're loved. And to all of my friends that are maybe watching this, I love you all to life, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it but to receive my love. Love you guys. Have a great day. God bless. This has been another episode of On Point. We're staying on purpose for our communities. In all that you do, remember to keep it on point.